Hi guys, it's Grace.
Hi, it's Maria.
And we are the Indigos, and today we're just going to talk about
Sabotage, like self-sabotage.
That's the one.
That's pretty much.
Oh, like, which one? Which topic are we going to talk about?
Sabotage.
Yeah, so sabotaging of yourself, sabotaging of others, why people do it, and just a discussion about it.
So what do you think about it? Why do you think people self-sabotage? Like, what do you think the root issue is?
I think it's a matter of like people are scared. They're scared of the truth. Fear. It comes from fear. I think it definitely comes from fear. It comes from a lack of confidence in the belief of themselves, and I think that reflects in why people sabotage themselves. So what do we mean by sabotaging? We'll give an example of what we mean by that.
Sometimes I feel like when I think of sabotaging, I automatically think of someone diffusing their own power and presence. And I can say that just in like job interviews. People will go to a job interview. You know, I've seen people where they have all the personality, then when it counts, when it's time for them to be seen, they give it all away. And I feel like that is a form of self-sabotaging, where I know people are like, dang, I could have did really good for the interview, I messed up, but you know, they got in their own head, they got in their own way. So I feel like
the doubt starts creeping in. And maybe it is because ultimately, like deep down, you don't believe that you deserve that job.
Oh, absolutely.
Or it's in the relationships. Relationships happens all the time.
It's like you're not. It's like people sometimes will feel like they're not good enough. It translates in their actions, which, you know, I feel like that's something you have to get a hold of really quick, because we're all deserving of so much, of love, of everything this life has to offer. This world, you know, there's so many beautiful things here, and everyone deserves to experience it. And even when it comes to those things, you deserve to be seen and to be able to stand confidently. I see it the most self-sabotaging really in situations where it comes to interviews with people, public speaking, where people just literally give away everything that they are. You know, they don't allow themselves to be fully seen and embraced. And
giving away meaning, just like not going to the truth of themselves, right?
Oh yeah, and I feel like giving away.
Like being truthful and giving openly.
I think it's giving away of your power, and I say that in the sense of you have to stand in your power, in your conviction of who you are as a person, and confidently. And again, I see people when they're sabotaging themselves, it's because they're not being their full selves. They're being stuck. They're again getting in their own way, sabotaging something that's great, like not seizing the opportunity in the moment. And or a relationship, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be something tangible like a job. It could be a relationship, a best friend, a dynamic, you know, all those things. You know, you see kids that are shy at school, where they see someone that they want to be friends with, but they don't have the courage to just speak, to say hello, to just things like that.
And because it is fear. Fear stops us. A fear of like not believing in yourself. Fear of like not feeling worthy, maybe even. Not feeling worthy of, you know, like self-sabotaging yourself, not allowing yourself to be the best version of yourself, and the best opportunities, the best relationships, the best job for you, whatever it is. And that self-doubt starts creeping in with your little devil on your shoulder or whatever, going, I'm not deserving of any of this stuff that's really great for me. When actually, well, I guess that's your ego. That's your ego side, not believing in yourself and just being, you know, putting this like poison into your mind that you're not worthy, that you're not, you know, that you're not allowing yourself to be free to be whatever it is that you want to be. And I think that like that's very reflective. So much. I've seen that happen so much. I mean, you know, I probably have had situations where I've self-sabotaged myself.
Well, definitely when I was younger.
Yeah, when I was younger, I can't think of many these days, but
this is something I can completely wear 100%. I used to do it all the time, and it was something I learned very young because my mother would tell me. I was super shy, but I was an art kid. You know, I was super creative, and for me, I was very, very shy to share what I did. when it came to creation and art and things like that. And I would sabotage myself. Like my mother put me in situations where she'd say, tell people what you're doing, and I would kind of dumb it down or not sit in my power, but say, I do art, like I never really sat in my truth in the sense of like, oh, this is powerful, this is wonderful, this is great. So I did that like most of my life. I can say from dancing, just art period, in situations where I just was shy. I sabotaged myself, and I had to get to a place where I was comfortable with who I was. And it takes reflecting to know who you are. I had to see myself, and I wasn't. I feel like a lot of times you can look in the mirror, get ready, and not know who you are, not see who you are.
Yeah.
And that's where it stems from.
Seeing yourself.
That helps.
Oh, it helps.
The confidence in being able to, it's a lot of different moving parts when it comes to self-sabotaging and how you fix that. For me personally, I worked on the journey of self-love, and that came from self-discovery. Finding out who I was, my morals, the things I had to be proud of myself, and the things that I wanted to work on, and recognize that I was deserving of love. And I was deserving of love in all areas, and I was deserving of blessings. I was deserving of having a career and passion that I wanted. I had to get to a place. I did that my whole life. So I know exactly what that's like. Even now, I'm not as boisterous sometimes, I feel like, in the sense of what I do and things like that. But I'm better at it because I now love myself and know I'm deserving. So I had to put myself in a situation where now I stand in my power. When I know it's the opportunity and things like that, I never let it get in my way. But it's something you practice. You have to work towards. I still have to work towards it, to be honest with you.
I think maybe my version of self-sabotage is the belief that I'm worthy of ultimate love. Like, and I think that like my personal relationship stuff has been, always kind of at a detriment to me. And it hasn't been, I've allowed that self-sabotage because maybe I don't feel completely worthy of ultimate, full, fulfilling love. And I think right now I'm on that journey of like, yes, I've done a lot of work personally on my self-love and discovery, but maybe not enough, back, but this is all like very kind of, for me, it's very current. So,
and it's weird because that's where we balance each other out, where I feel like I have a complete understanding in the self-love, in the love area. I'm like, oh, I know what I deserve. Yeah. I know what I'm about to have.
Yeah.
But in opposite with career, and with you, you're more confident in that part, seizing the moment in career, and I'm more reserved. Yeah. So I feel like we're completely on the opposite ends, the yin and the yang to that.
Yeah.
Like
my everything like that. Like I have no qualms with any of that stuff. I completely know what it is that I want. I have the confidence, the conviction, the self-belief that what I'm doing is purposeful and how to do it, set the foundation and everything. But the foundation needs to be applied in many areas of your life, not just like for yourself. The foundation is so important. And that relationship side of things is where, like, like I was invested in somebody recently for a long period of time, like all in all about 2 years almost, and it was just, he was self-sabotaging our relationship all the time, and and I just let it be what it was instead of going, you're gonna do that, I'm out of here. Well, I've done that now, but it took me almost 2 years to finally do that. But it was a cycle, and that cycle was repeating itself until I learned it.
Yeah, you kept breaking. You have to break that cycle.
Because that cycle keeps revolving and revolving and revolving.
The lesson keeps
different
coming
forms.
Up. Yeah,
in different forms, but it will still keep coming up. And it was. This has been something that I have not been unfamiliar with. It's been very familiar to me, but I've allowed it. I have allowed it, and so now I've had to not self-sabotage myself and learn to know what it is that I'm actually deserving of and believe it. Not just learn it, because I actually know it theoretically. I know it, but actually believe it that I am
apply it.
Yeah, because I'm just not used to it.
No, absolutely.
I'm so not used to that, not being cheated on, not being all that kind of stuff, that I just become so used to
accepting.
it.
It's almost
accepting.
accepting because it's what you know. It becomes familiar to you, and that's where you have to break cycles. Just because it has come up a few times doesn't mean you should accept it.
Yeah. And I was, because it became habitual.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a habit of going into these relationships and that happening, or things like that, not dishonesty and all sorts of things that I'm not deserving of happening to me, which really breaks my spirit. But because I was so used to it, with the last guy, I kind of just like, oh well. I just kind of expected it. So I didn't actually say or confront anything in a very, he knew that I knew things that he had done, but I didn't really say anything about it. Yeah. So really I made a disservice to myself in the way that I didn't stand up for it. However, I broke the cycle.
Yeah. So
breaking the cycle was my way of not self-sabotaging myself to stand strong in what I'm deserving of, you know, a beautiful, loving, giving, nurturing, equal relationship. And so, yeah, that's my experience of self-sabotage. I think that's the most current version of that that I've had, that I can think of. My career's been a long career since I was 18, so like half my life. Half my life.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. Yeah, that's all fine to me, but it's just the relationship, the love relationship, you know, that I've had to struggle with. And yeah, like you said, for you, it was the other. Like,
it was more innocence of like career and not speaking about it.
But that's quite interesting, though. This would be interesting for our viewers because you have a successful label. You know, like Rhea, as everyone knows, like who follows us more than likely, knows that she has Appletown, and you know, and like this is real to her. You know, this is not just like everybody probably looks at her and just go, oh, she's like untouchable and she's like da, 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 and so powerful and strong and everything. But this is her vulnerability because this is her artistic expression, and it will be judged by others. And so that's your way of that was your thing.
Which was that, and it took me a while to get past that because it is like I hold art so intimately. I think like how you hold relationships, and that you're supposed to hold relationships that way. But for me, I have that same relationship with art where that's harder for me because it's been such a healing thing. It's been so many things for me. And
your expression, you're probably really vulnerable.
Oh, super, duper. Because the things I do, I tell people even down to my Twitter. Like honestly, it's a journal. And that's the truth. Like it's who I am on every level. And I think that with that being said, like that was hard for me, and I had to get to a point where I still work on it. I've gotten a lot better. I'm not where I used to be, but I still have a ways to go. And again, that's going back to self-sabotaging, just standing in your power, not giving away that energy, that greatness within you, you know? And I think it has to be the comfort of like us just sitting here in the apartment, chilling out, having that same energy and knowing like just that oneness, that centeredness everywhere you go. The same thing you feel with your friends, applying it to your work, family, every aspect and area of your life so that you don't do a disservice to yourself. And that's just kind of something that we're trying to practice that. And
it is like, it's a lifelong journey. So, you know, you can master certain ways, but what's going on with our video?
No, I think it's just freezing.
It's freezing, okay.
Anyway, ADHD's real, I always say that.
But yeah, it's a lifelong journey of mastering, and you'll just have to keep applying certain ways of not sabotaging yourself in many different areas.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that was basically what we wanted to talk about and share with you guys because, again, everything that we talked about, we've experienced, we're still experiencing.
And we just want to share.
Yeah, it's all about sharing. And again, we are just on our journey and here to reach out and talk to other people and hear what they have to say. As much as we love to speak, we like to hear from others as well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for always just hearing us out and being a part of this community because it's not taken lightly. It takes every single person involved to make it grow and expand and be something wonderful.
Yeah, and we really do want to encourage everyone to get involved and, you know, communicate with us or, you know, share it with your friends and stuff because we want to open up a community of like-minded people helping each other grow, evolve, and just applying ourselves to be our best. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Until the next time.
Absolutely. Have a good one, guys.